Good morning, James.
Good morning, Tina.
I am so excited we get to do this virtual field trip today at the Radke Martinez shoreline.
I'm so excited.
James, I know that this space has a special place for you and that you have connection with it. I grew up here, went to the junior high and high school and spent a lot of time. And right now, there's a fantastic guy who's doing kites. It's a gorgeous place. But I'm curious to hear more about your connection.
So during my childhood, going into elementary school, my family was going through a lot of turbulence. So there was a time where staying at home wasn't safe for me. So we ended up living on my dad's boat down here. And whenever it was on the weekends or anything, we couldn't really walk in the downtown because our dad didn't want us doing that. So instead we explored the marsh, my brothers and I. So we went to all the little pools, we went out to the schooner beached boat. We went all over the marsh learning about it, and I love coming down here. This is kind of my sanctuary when I come down here. I know I can clear my head of anything going on. So this is a really special place to me, and I don't know everything about it.
I wish that there were someone that could tell us more. I've never actually, like a naturalist or someone, like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I think there is someone from East Bay Parks who is supposed to be here. I think it would be worth it if I went and I looked for her. I think her name is Ashley.
So
can I go do that before we start our virtual field trip?
Sure, let's split up and we can look around really quick and then we can meet back up.
Oh, hi.
Hi, are you Ashley?
I am, yeah, I'm Ashley. I'm a naturalist with the East Bay Regional Park District.
Perfect. I'm here with Tina Wong from New Leaf Collaborative, and we were actually just out here looking for you. I'm James with the Boys and Girls Club.
Lovely to meet you, James. Well, welcome to Radke Martinez Regional Shoreline.
Thank you. I grew up down here and explored the marsh and everything. I wanted to ask, can we do a virtual field trip and kind of see the marsh and have you give us a tour of what's out here?
Absolutely. I love this place. And marshes are really cool ecosystems too. They're a place where water and land and community are all coming together. And did you know that people have lived on this land since time immemorial? The Carquinez people loved this view. And with the bounty of beauty and natural resources here, this land is a pretty special place. So
Wow.
I'd love to talk with you all about it.
All right, I didn't even know that. So let's get started. Where do you want to start?
Let's head over to where the fresh water comes in to meet the marsh at the Alhambra Creek.
Okay.
It's over there.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So Ashley, we took a detour over here. How come?
Well, this is a perfect example of how this habitat is not just helping us humans, but it's protecting other species as well. These waters are kind of like a nursery for baby fish. Young stickleback and Sacramento suckers, even steelhead trout will make their way up here, and there's plenty of food for them to eat. And the shallow, protected waters keep them nice and safe. But take a look at the barnacles on these rocks. Can you see them?
Yep.
These barnacles are slowly eating a lot of plankton in the water.
Wow.
That plankton is feeding on the dead plants here, and then those baby fish can eat the plankton. What's more is birds will come in and eat those fish too, and these barnacles. Pretty neat.
That's a pretty dynamic food web.
Absolutely, and we have the marsh to thank for it.
All right. Should we keep going?
Let's find a new spot. Here we're in a really cool spot of the marsh because this is where all of the fresh water from Martinez is meeting the Carquinez Strait.
Oh, okay.
All of the rain that falls from downtown all the way up to the hills of Briones Regional Park all comes through right here, and
That
it makes
far?
its way down. Yeah.
Wow.
And because it's traveling through our community, sometimes it brings things with it, like trash.
Oh no.
Ugh, I'm gonna have to take this with me. It's so important to keep our communities clean because what's right in front of your door will one day end up at the shore. So it's important to clean up not just here at the shorelines, but our communities and keep our waterways clean because so many animals depend on this water. And this is a really special habitat here because the salt water is also mixing with the fresh water here. That's what makes this place a salt marsh.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a salt marsh, we have some really special plants and even some creatures that live only right here. We call them endemic species.
Wow.
Yeah. So we can go meet a few of the plants that they depend on if you like.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Let's do it. Well, James, we're in the heart of the salt marsh right here.
So what is a salt marsh?
Well, it's a place where there's lots of salt.
Okay.
This is land that can be completely covered during high tides with salty ocean water.
Okay.
But that same month, we might have a lot of rain and it floods from that Alhambra Creek and it's full of fresh water.
Wow.
So these plants have to adapt and survive the salt.
So how do they do that?
Well, they all have a number of different ways that they can adapt to survive the salt. But let's take a look at something called salt grass.
Okay.
See the grass that kind of grows in these little V shapes?
Yeah.
Feel it with your fingers. Just rub your fingers along the blades. What do you feel?
It feels like a really fine sand, like a fine grain.
It feels kind of sandy, right?
Yeah.
It's actually not sand at all, though. It's salt.
What?
So this plant can adapt to soak up that salty ocean water, use the good water, and exude the salt on its leaves.
Wow.
And the wind can come along and blow it away because it doesn't need it to survive.
That's a tough plant.
What a cool adaptation, right?
Right.
There's another plant around here that actually stores the salt. And so it's got kind of a nice, wet, juicy part of the body of the plant. And so it's called pickleweed.
Oh, I like pickles.
Let's go find some pickleweed.
Already.
Wow, look at this great stand of pickleweed right here.
So why is it called pickleweed? You'd mentioned it earlier, but what am I looking at?
So if you take a look, the leaves on this plant look like tiny little pickles.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And they are full of that salty water that the plant doesn't need. But you know who does need this?
Who?
The salt marsh harvest mouse.
What's that?
That is a tiny little mammal that lives here in the San Francisco Bay Area and depends on pickleweed to eat.
Wait, you're telling me this mouse only lives here?
Yes, it's called an endemic species because it only lives in the Bay Area. And what's more, it's also an endangered species.
Oh no.
Because salt marshes like this have been destroyed in many parts of the Bay Area.
Right.
That's why here in Martinez, we're so lucky to have this lasting reminder, a remnant of what used to be. But people are working to restore marshlands all across the Bay Area and especially right here along the Carquinez Strait. So we should see more stands of pickleweed in our future.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me and the salt marsh harvest mouse are too.
Hey Tina, where have you been?
James, I've been looking everywhere on this map and I haven't seen Ashley anywhere.
Well, I ran into her and we've gone all over the marsh. But the good thing is we recorded it not just for you, but for everyone else to watch as well. I know. Well, we stopped off at the interpretive panels and I think I really wanted more from them. So what can we do with those panels?
Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited you stopped there at the bridge with the panels because we are doing a Passport to Earth Day program, which is in collaboration with City of Martinez, Boys and Girls Club, so that people can go there, take a picture at the interpretive panels, tell us a little something they learned, and get a stamp on their Passport to Earth Day to get a prize.
Wow.
I totally want to do it. So this has all been videoed because I'm sad I missed.
Yeah, so we videoed all of it in detail. We look at everything. It's really cool. So we're gonna make sure to share it with you and everyone else, okay?
Awesome. That sounds great.
All right, that's it for us today, everyone. We'll see you next time.